And there we are. Good morning, people. I have to reach down, find my coffee cup. And here it is, the official coffee mug of the Morning Coffee family. And this is our first official coffee cheers on a Tuesday. Good morning, my friends. I see everyone's here. The usual gang. Let's see how many new people we can get today. It's Tuesday, day 2 of daylight savings, and I am adapting. I noticed on the video yesterday and possibly today, I'll check the replay, but I looked very tired, kind of out of pocket. And yeah, what else is new? What does it do? Once a year for our entire lives? That was pretty good. I might have to remember that one. Morning coffee riffs. Hope everybody had a good night yesterday after our stream. I hope you got some shit done, lived the best day of your life ever, drank plenty of coffee, took care of yourself. No one here got arrested. I see Bolo's not in jail. Mark's here. Diligentius is here. August is here. Jack is here. Hey, Jack. I haven't seen that name in a long time, or this might be the first time, so welcome. Jeray, what's up? Good morning and coffee cheers. This might be a first sighting for Jeray, so coffee cheers to Jeray. Sacred Beat says, may the clicks be with you. That's good. That's the new ending thing. And may the clicks be with you. You guys are great. That's what I like about this crew. It's some very strange and very smart and very creative people. And that's my favorite kind of people, the hidden secret that no one understood. I was put in rehab 3 times before I was 18. You can call it rehab, you can call it a mental institution, you can call it a whatever you want to call it. I got stuck in them 3 times. I think it was 3 times. The thing that my mom didn't understand and that the authorities didn't understand was after the initial shock of being locked up somewhere. When you panic, you're in a hospital and there are people with security badges and white coats and all that, and you can't get out. You panic. But then after you settle down from the initial shock of being put in an institution, you start to meet people And you end up, my favorite people on earth are the people I met in insane asylums and mental institutions and rehabs. Now, I wasn't insane. I had troubles. And I probably needed to be put somewhere for my own protection. Well, I was mainly just using drugs and alcohol and passing out in the street and, getting picked up by the police. I was pretty sane, I just was out of control. But what they didn't understand was every time I went to rehab, I met the coolest people in the world, because same with going to AA meetings. Like, AA meetings are filled with, well, there's terrible people in there, but some of the most fascinating people you'll ever meet in your life, because these are the people who pushed the limits on life and survived, and now they're living a different life. And to me, that's the most kind of interesting person in the world. Give me an ex-homeless heroin junkie who starts a t-shirt company and is making money now. And that's the story I want to hear. I could give a shit if you went to Harvard and got $1 million loan from daddy and started a business or whatever. Show me the guy who bottomed out, then figured it out. And that's what I like to see. Happens all the time. No Forbes articles. But that's enough about me. What's up with you? Prayful says, hello, I missed your live for 2 days. Well, you made it today, Prayful. Diligentius says, who defines the line between sanity and insanity? Usually crazy people. And the joke about, the thing about being locked in an institution, and I watched this amazing documentary a few days ago about a town called Live Oak somewhere. And it was about a doctor who had been killed by this woman. And a long time ago, she was black, he was white, they put her away, they put her in an insane asylum. And it made you realize, like, when you put people in a mental hospital and take away all their rights and treat them like they're crazy, they will become crazy. Like, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You want to see someone become insane? Put them in an insane asylum. Take away all their rights, and they will become insane quickly. It sucks. Because I would imagine, you watch these true crime documentaries on Netflix and Amazon and stuff. I would imagine that's been a practice. There are probably thousands of people, if not tens of thousands of people, currently put in institutions who weren't supposed to be there. But they were pushed in by someone, and they became insane. And now they spend their days drugged out talking to the wall, because that's the lifestyle that was that's available to them there. So I would say you could take a totally normal person, lock them in a building with a bunch of staff and security, and they may be normal when they came in, but leave them there for a year and they'll be nuts. And then they can never get out because they're nuts. It's great for the mental institution business. If you're on that end of it, you're making money. Just get them in here. Get anybody in here. Pretty sure that's how that works. But enough about mental institutions. It's Tuesday, man. And we're going to spend the first 10 minutes to hour of our day together. Sacred Beat says the meds in asylums will make anyone lose sanity after a few days. Yeah, you're just drooling at the floor. It's really sad. Reminds me of a joke I heard one time that I've said on here before. They said, what's the difference between an insane person and a creative genius? And the answer is $1 million. Because believe me, if Elon Musk wasn't a billionaire and he was talking about all the stuff that he's actually doing and he hadn't done it yet, they'd probably lock him up. Say, what, you're going to build rockets and go to space. Oh, you're going to colonize Mars? Really? You're going to dig tunnels under LA? Really? You're going to do solar everywhere? Really? You're going to build artificial intelligence? Really? You're going to make a car that dances? Really? You're going to make a car that replaces all of the cars? Really? So the difference between an insane person and a creative genius is about $1 million. Because if you're nuts and you have $1 million, they'll say, oh, he's just a creative genius. But if you're nuts and you're broke, they'll say, well, he's a madman, lock him up somewhere. So let's take a moment and check the internet, because today is a big day. GameStop and AMC are a cluster mess right now. And I was playing my game with GME yesterday, buying and selling the dips, and I got caught with a high cost basis. So I'm hoping that that thing moons today so we can make some money back. Or not make some money back, but make some money. AMC is $13. Yesterday it was $14.50. GME's at $2.02. Yesterday it was like $2.85. It's so wild how big this thing swings. But boy, what a fun ride. Let's check affiliate stuff. We're banging. Oh, nice, okay. I'm just looking at my own stats. You guys talk amongst yourself. If you're in the game, you understand it. People ask me how much time do you spend working on affiliate stuff, and I say all the time. Like what are your hours? How many hours a day do you work? And I say all the hours. Because it's something that is just automatic at this point. Like when I'm bored, I make ads. If I don't have anything going on, I upload the ads. It's like playing the guitar, it's just become automatic. For some people it's painting. For some people it's automatic to wake up and eat donuts and sugary cereal and waffles and pancakes, and nothing wrong with it. Some people it's wake up and smoke crack and drink your first pint of the day. You can turn anything into a habit. I know that by experience. I had a habit of wrecking my life for about 20 years, just wrecking it on a daily basis, confusing people. What is he doing? What's wrong with this guy? I'm wrecking my life. Leave me alone, on purpose. The habit thing is true, even though it's kind of become a meme at this point, people talking about habits versus goals and systems. This stuff that was really popular over the last few years is now being mocked, because that's what the cycle is with any trend. Like the trend for the last many years was hustle, hustle, grind, grind. I don't sleep. Let's get on these streets and eat. Let's make this paper. And now the trend is slow down. We're all killing ourselves. It's not necessary. Get 8 hours of sleep a night. If you don't get your sleep, you're not going to be able to operate. So if you want to make $1 million, what I would do is observe whatever trend is happening right now, and then pre-plan for the opposite trend to come up after it. So if the hustle, hustle, grind, grind thing is a trend, what you would do is start a blog about slowing down and not hustling. Plan it out there and see if it grows. You could do really well. It's a little tip I got from a guy named, real interesting guy from the site that I found him on was called minimalmac.com, and he stopped posting to it years ago, but it was a minimalist and a Mac Tumblr blog. And he caught a trend. He had a blog on Tumblr about minimalism and Mac computers and his own thoughts and poetry and stuff, and it turned out that he caught a wave and his blog exploded. I found it. I searched minimal Mac and there it was. I wasn't searching for his site. I was thinking about minimalism and Macs. And he caught that trend. That trend's kind of over and he ended the blog years ago. But one thing he said was, I have an idea for a new blog that's going to do the same thing. He said, I see a trend coming and I'm going to start writing about it. My guess at that time was that he was talking about artificial intelligence and that was going to become a bigger and a bigger and a bigger and a bigger topic as time went on. And it will. And so if you started a blog now, then in 5 years when everyone's talking about it, you're going to have this established 5-year-old blog with tons of content and you'll be looked at as an expert. And if you don't even understand the content, you could just share stories written elsewhere. You know, like one of those sites, Drudge Report or whatever that was, .com. They just link to other pages and they get like 1 billion views a month. Interesting. But I'm digging YouTube right now, man. I was reading an interview this morning with a guy named Noah Kagan, and he said that his company kind of went all in on YouTube. The blogging, the podcasts, all that kind of stuff, he said that YouTube was a little more powerful for him. And it's true. Getting to connect with people on a face-to-face basis almost every day. And especially if you're making videos and using the headlines to do keyword optimization. Like my video, How to Quit Your Job and Survive. It has 95,000 views right now. These daily streams that I'm doing have 300 a piece. I might get back into that at some point. Start making some videos that are magnets to draw people in around huge topics. And I asked my newsletter, my email news list, I sent out an email about a week ago and I said, hey, let me ask you a question. I said, do you have any idea that I'm streaming on YouTube for an hour every morning on the weekdays? And most people said they had no idea. I said, would you want these posted to the blog and would you want an email, not every day, but maybe a Friday summary of everything that happened over the week, any blog posts or YouTube videos that came up? And I think out of all the responses I got, I only got one person that said they wouldn't want to be updated on the YouTube channel because it seems kind of a meandering type thing. And people want very specific content like 5 tips for a landing page, you know. My thing is there are plenty of places you can go to get that. Plenty of guys who have a YouTube studio set up and they'll got their whiteboard behind them and you know, the reality of their experience in the game is probably not as much as what they're saying. You know, a lot of these guys, I've heard through the grapevine that the method is they will hire an expert to teach them the topic, give them an in-depth overview of whatever the topic they're gonna sell a course on or make a YouTube channel about. And they'll learn from an expert and then kind of parrot what he says. And that's the information that they sell. Never done it. You could make a separate channel for clips of the live stream videos and keyword stuff. Yeah, someone else mentioned that. They said, if you're gonna do clips, they said do it on another channel because the YouTube algorithm will treat each channel separately and you could end up not only ranking 1, but 2 videos for whatever the topic is. But I've battled over that. I've battled that over the years, that decision. At one point I was like, you know, this YouTube channel turned into a lot of marketing talk and nothing else for a few years. And it got pretty popular from that. But then I was like, well, what about the music? Do I put my music on another YouTube channel? You know, this is my YouTube channel. And most of the people that were hanging out with me at that time said, just keep it all in one. I actually started a music YouTube channel at one point. And everyone was like, why are you doing that? You're splitting, you know, we can't, just post it all here. And so that's been my go-to thought for this channel, is if I'm gonna keep this going, it has to be authentic. I don't wanna have a YouTube channel that's based around keyword optimization to try to suck people in. I just wanna turn on a camera and really just say what's up. I'm hanging out here in the morning, playing the guitar, drinking coffee like normal. Literally the only difference is the camera's on. I even talk to myself sometimes. Post a clip of you talking about Elon Musk and tag him in it. Yeah, I noticed the other day he tweeted someone's Spotify link. And I was trying to think of how many, what do you get, 1 million plays in a day? Probably tens of thousands of new listeners on Spotify. Just from one tweet, and then that kind of that reduces every day, but every day more people see that tweet. So you maybe get 1 million streams the first day, 800,000 the next, 300,000 the next. But either way, if you get pumped by somebody like that, it'll probably change your situation. All of a sudden, you go from having 2 listeners a month to 200,000. And then it's like, what do you do? That's why it comes in handy to kind of pre-think about those things and have t-shirts, albums ready for sale, merchandise, a website, a newsletter, because you never know if you pop and you don't have that set up, by the time you get that set up, it might be over. Like, I love the guy that was he had Fleetwood Mac playing. He was on a skateboard going down the street, drinking like some juice, and it just went viral and took off, and he's turned it into a business. He started a merchandise line, and he's making hella money now. He's doing really well, and previously he was broke. He said he shot the video because his car had broken down, and it always broke down, so he had a skateboard, a longboard in the trunk, and he had to get on the longboard to get to work, and he just happened to pull his phone out and have that Fleetwood Mac song on, and he recorded it, and then it got millions of views, and now his life has totally changed. He has an Instagram thing with like 1 million people, a merchandise line, a website, he dances on there, he's killing it. That's the wild thing about the internet, man. I listen because life is hard and you inspire me. Yeah, life is hard. If I inspire you, that's cool. Looks like we're having some light streaming problems. So if the video's like pausing and freezing, that's what it is. I should probably find a way to jack into the wall and not use Wi-Fi for these, but you know. Truth Spitting says, I have a problem with risk aversion. Can you tell me how to spend money without fear? No, I can't. When you spend money, it's scary. When I risk money, it's terrifying. So you're always going to have the fear. The trick is to, when you feel the fear, do it anyway. Don't do anything stupid. But it's like, you know, what pops in my head is like talking to members, like trying to get a date. Most people a lot of people are terrified to talk to someone in public. So walk up and say, hey, I thought you were pretty or something. My name's Malan. And the guys that I know who are the best, some of the best in the world at that, they even have had decade-long careers teaching other men how to approach women. They talk about that all the time. They say the fear pops up every time. For the first 1,000 times, the fear is going to be there. Your job is to feel the fear and walk through it. Because I used to have a quote on my blog. It said, fear is like mist, and it disappears when you walk through it. And if you're not able to deal with any risk, you're never going to have any reward. Risk and reward goes together. If you want the reward, you have to take a risk. If you don't want to take the risk, you don't get the reward. And it's terrifying. I have myself in positions with this day trading stuff that are, you know, when I go to sleep, I'm like, wait, what am I doing? But I keep moving, I keep working, and they work out. Are they still scary? You better believe it. You better believe it. So the fear is never going to go away. The only thing that can change is how you approach it. And I'm no expert. I'm scared of a lot of things. But that's the theory. So instead of trying to get rid of fear, try to change your reaction to fear, and you'll probably do better. Save up some money that you can afford to lose. And look, a lot of us, we spend money on dumb shit anyway. New pair of shoes, fancy watch, some stupid clothes that we're never going to use, some silly device that you don't really need. Save up some money that you can blow, like literally expect to lose it. Just go, I'm going to lose, I have $300 I saved up, or I have $40 that I saved up, and I'm going to lose it testing affiliate marketing. And that's your first step. You're going to come in and just lose some money. Anything other than that will be a happy accident and a great thing, but you're going to you saved up $50, you're going to lose it on a campaign, on a test. And if you test correctly, it's not 100% chance that you're going to lose everything. You might do well. You got to do your research and find things that are already working for other people and do what they're doing. See how it goes. Because if you try to just guess, you'll lose almost guaranteed every time. But that's all I know, man. The fear won't go away, but you can change how you react to it. Are you planning to launch a course soon? Yeah, soon as in I have no idea when. Sacred Beats, I thought your bit about Elon was funny. I don't even remember what I said about Elon. Oh, creative genius, yeah. Yeah, he might retweet that. Do you know Owen Cook? Never heard of him. Robbie Lee with the first comment. What's up, Robbie? We've got a new Morning Coffee family member. Says, I've been following you for a few years. First time I've ever commented. I was into marketing for years, but I got burned by a network, so now I'm doing web design. Coffee cheers. Hey, coffee cheers to you, man. Web design is one of my favorite things ever. That's what first got me into all of this, was web design. Owen Cook is a pickup artist. No, I never heard of him. I don't really pay attention to that space. I just have, one of my great friends is one of the best in the world. And I used to run around with a lot of the pickup guys, huge, big names, and they were all trying to become affiliate marketers because the market was slowing in that realm. So doing web design, Robbie, you got burned by an affiliate marketing network. That sucks. I guess that means you didn't get paid. My question would be, did they tell you you weren't going to get paid if you did a certain thing, and then you did it anyway and they didn't pay you? Or was it really just you ran them some traffic and they went out of business? Curious how that goes, because I have heard of people getting burned by a network, but it's very rare. What's up, Harsh? Good morning. I remember in the very beginning in 2008 when I moved to LA, I had a campaign that blew up. It just took off. And the first payment check that I was waiting for, it took a month. I was on net 30 or whatever, you know, like I wasn't on weekly wires. And the number was a bigger check than I had ever received in my life. And if it didn't come, I was basically going to be broke. Because I had built profits and I had spent almost all of my savings, because the profits were coming in at this point. So I just spent freely. And as I waited for that check to come, I remember just panicking. I talked to the affiliate manager, hey, that check hasn't come. I still didn't know if it was real. I was like, man, they're probably not even gonna pay me. This has gotta be some kind of weird thing. Because the profit and the check amount were big. So those couple weeks or week or whatever it was of waiting to get paid, I just thought, I'm done, I'm broke, I'm an idiot. And then bam, it came in the mail. I didn't have direct deposit, nothing. It came in the mail and I got it and I took a picture of myself holding it with my webcam on my laptop at that time. And I was like so relieved. And that's when my whole situation started to change. I was able to pay off my car that I had driven here. I drove it to LA in a Toyota, no, what is it? A Scion XB. It was the cheapest new car on the market. I think they were 14 grand, 13 grand, brand new. You couldn't even haggle the price. The dealer, the salesman who said, I said, what can you do on the price? He goes, dude, these are, we don't negotiate on these at all. We can't. It's 13,500 new and you either want it or you don't. I was like, all right, all right. But I bought that and drove that to LA and still had many payments, left on it. And I was able to pay that off. Man, that was a good day. I was able to pay off my attorney for my last court case, and that was good because he was expensive. So man, getting burned by a network luckily I got paid, but if you don't get paid, my God, it can shut you down. Let's say your life savings is 5 grand and you test with small budgets, 50 bucks a day or whatever, and then you figure it out. And so you blow your whole 5 grand and you've got a check for 15 coming. And it never shows up. Now you have nothing. And it's back to web design. Yeah, I was doing freelance web design when I came into this thing. Other than affiliate marketing, I think it's the greatest job in the world, freelance web design from your house. Exclusive says, was it a native campaign? No, back then, this was 2008. Native ads didn't even exist. This was AdWords, Google AdWords. Facebook ads didn't exist. Rev Content didn't exist. Taboola didn't exist. Outbrain didn't exist. None of them existed. It's funny to think about now how popular MySpace ads was because that website doesn't even exist anymore. McNeil says, hey, I just got my coffee cup in the mail. Hell yeah, I would guess that's number 2, version 2. Does it say Coffee Cheers on one side and Morning Coffee Fam on the other? I've got the original, Coffee Cheers double. I would guess you got number 2. And then the third version has Coffee Cheers on one side, Morning Coffee on the other, but it says SYITF on it. That's the third version. Cool, McNeil is in the coffee mug mafia. Okay, so here's the answer to the question I asked. How'd you get robbed or burned? He says, yes, I agree. It's rare to get burned by a network. I was promoting a recurring product and they said I wasn't making enough sales per month. So they closed my account and stole all my generated leads. Man, that sounds pretty shady. I was making them over €1,000 a month. I know it's not much, but at the time it was my only income stream. Yeah, €1,000 a month. I'll just make that, in my mind, $1,000 a month. That's big money to anyone. You told me that I could make an extra $1,000 a month when I was working at a Subway sandwich shop or a gas station. My God. It'd be huge. Well, I hope you didn't invest too much money in it and get robbed, because what happens when they don't pay you at all, you got €1,000 in revenue, you might have spent €800 to get the 1,000. So if they don't give you the 1,000, you also don't get the 800 back. So you lose everything. Speaking of risk aversion, that's part of it's one of the only businesses where there's no contract signed that says the network really has to pay you. And there have been times, they're sporadic and there's few and far between, but there have been times when, in my experience, in my career length, I remember when a lot of the biggest networks went bankrupt and didn't pay anyone. These were $100+ million companies a year. and they managed their money bad, took way too much risk, and then they didn't get paid. So they shut down, and I mean hundreds of affiliates lost anywhere from hundreds of thousands of dollars to millions in payments. That was a terrifying time. And it's why I only work with like networks that have been around. If you're brand new and it's like hot new gold-plated affiliate network, hell no, I don't care. I've taken those risks before and walked a tightrope with them. I don't ever want to do that again. What's up, a cow? What's up, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well. Give the video a like if you're watching. It's a laid-back Tuesday. GME had just dropped back down to 193. AMC's at 1280. What a roller coaster, man. Affiliate campaigns chugging along. I'm testing some new offers, so I'm extremely excited. I get extremely excited when I see opportunity, when something seems like this might work. I was having kind of a down period at one point. I guess it was really kind of up till about yesterday. Things were kind of, the campaigns were kind of running and they were doing okay, but then I got a new offer to test. And it popped real quick, turned green almost immediately, and I went, oh my God. And I noticed my energy shifted from being kind of bored and laid back to I was on fire. I mean, I got up, I was running around the house, I'm the champion of the world. And it's like the bipolar express of affiliate marketing and all this stuff is real. The roller coaster is real. And your emotions go with it. Campaign's doing well, you're a genius. Campaign's not doing well, you're the biggest idiot on the planet. How do you tell if it's a good and trusted company? You ask people, like get references. Find out how long they've been in business. That's really the only way. I look for people who have been around a long time, many, many years. Not 1 year, not 2 years, but many years. And some of them even weathered the storm of the period I'm talking about. And they took major financial hits themselves, but they were smart enough to have padding and have money in reserves so that when they didn't get paid, it hurt the company real bad, but they were able to recover and persist, and now they're doing bigger numbers than ever. These other guys, you know, the CEOs of these companies were just flying around in private jets, you know, eating lobster and blowing, you know, tons of money, thinking it was going to go on forever, and then they missed some, you know, a big advertiser didn't pay them for tens of millions of dollars and they didn't have it. They were done. They went out of business. What are some, I always recommend A for D and Perform CB. Those are two good ones. ClickBank too. Now there are many more trusted networks, but those are like the top three that I talk about. Because I know their staff, I know the owners of most of these places, and if I don't, I've done business with them over a decade, a long time period. So I know they're going to be around tomorrow. You know, when I wake up, their website's not going to be gone. Yeah, it's a good day, man. We're 40 minutes in. Looks like it's not going to rain anymore today. It's been winter in LA lately. Cold, rain, the whole thing. It's kind of nice when you don't get it all the time. Because when you get sunny and 70 every day, you get sick of that. Believe me. If you're on an island every day with 5 beautiful women and in a mansion, you'll get sick of that too. You'll be like, I miss the days when I lived in a one-room apartment. It was just so much easier back then. I've got to get off this island. These girls are driving me crazy. Yeah, man. Let's see what's happening. It's Tuesday. What is today? March 16th, 8:51 in the morning. You guys are with me. We're here. We're drinking coffee. Let's go ahead and let's begin the wrap up. I always say let's wrap up, and then I go on for another 20 minutes. So let's just start easing into the wrap up this time. I'm going to make this my thumbnail. How big can I get it? Coffee cheers. Maybe here, and we'll try one here. What's up, young Deborah? Busted, huh? I'm out here talking smack to people, trying to tell these kids what people tried to tell me. But I didn't listen. You never listen when you're a kid. When I was a kid, I felt like my parents had always been parents, like they were just born 30 years old. And I'm 5 years old, so we're basically different species. My grandparents were born 55, and they're just a different species. Fun thing about growing up and getting older is you start to realize, like, oh wait, they're just like me. Everyone on the planet is basically just a little kid walking around trying to figure things out. You know, we look a little different as we get older. You get a beard, you get boobs. Sometimes you get both. And but at the end of the day, we're all like little kids who have just been here different amounts of time. That's how I look at people now. A lot of little kids running around with beards and boobs, trying to figure it out and pretend like they know what's going on. Of course, no one knows anything. That's the only thing we know for sure, is that we don't know anything. No one knows why we're here. No one knows how we got here. No one knows where you go when this is over. No one knows why any of this exists. And we watch television to not think about it. We pay attention to politics to not think about it. We listen to music to not think about it. We play the guitar to not think about it. Yeah, man, it's coffee 30. I'm actually out of coffee. I have one sip left for the final cheers of the morning, and then I'm going to move on to Monster energy drinks because I'm hopelessly addicted to caffeine, which is fine because I've never known anyone who lost their life or went to prison or got run over by a car or got arrested for drinking too much caffeine. I love when people say, oh man, that caffeine, it's bad for you, it's going to kill you. It's like I used to literally drink a gallon of Jägermeister and sleep in the street and get hit by cars. 2 cups of coffee and a Monster or 2, even every day, is nothing. It's not going to hurt me. It's like telling Keith Richards he shouldn't take an aspirin because whatever reason. It's like, I've done it all and survived. You don't get to tell me what to do. You don't get to tell me what my body's capable of tolerating. You know, I say this, and I'll probably, tomorrow there will be no live stream, and you'll find out I died in my house of caffeine overdose. Oh. Nate, oh, what's happening, dude? First time stopping by here. I enjoy the vibes and chatter, but also makes me really want to learn Travis picking. And here's the funny thing. I think you're probably talking about guitar. I don't know. Maybe trades, maybe stock picking. I don't even know what that is. So if I'm picking in a certain style, it's by accident. August says life is I'm guessing, he said it's an adventure. I'm guessing you're saying life is an adventure, and it truly is. What's up, the Remix Maestro? Hey, are you the guy who remixed one of my tunes on YouTube? And then that actually inspired me to remix it myself, and I did a version with While My Guitar Gently Weeps, and I crossed it with I'm Sick But I'm Okay. I think the guy's name that did that was something like the Remix Maestro. So that might be you or that might be someone else. But yeah, Nate, if you're talking about finger picking guitar, let me know and I'll Google Travis picking because I've never heard that. I don't know what that is. I'm not like a trained guitar player or anything. Oh, so that is you. Yeah, so this guy, the Remix Maestro, remixed one of my tunes, the vocals. I posted just the vocals because a lot of my favorite singers do that. And so I posted one of mine just for fun, and he took it and put it over Neil Young's song. And I listened to it and I said, my comment was, I would have put it over While My Guitar Gently Weeps. I started thinking about it. I commented on his video or to him personally or something. And he was like, yeah, that'd be cool. And I went ahead and made it, and it turned out, it fit the one that I did with While My Guitar Gently Weeps. It was scary how well the melody fit the song without even trying. Guitar Travis picking, haha. Yeah, I don't know what that is. I played around. I watched some players on YouTube, and my hand just started moving. Speaking of music, he says, thanks for remembering and the shout out. That made my day. Hell yeah, we made somebody's day today on the Morning Coffee Fam. That's all this is about. We just made someone's day. I love it. That's something I learned from Joey Diaz. I think it was Joey Diaz. He said, every day I try to make one person's day. So it's the best drug on earth. Figure out a way to make the day great for one person. And your job's done. Diarrhea Blaster is in the house. Nice. Love Malan, love squirrels. All right, I'm with you. The best username of the morning, I'll tell you that. Billy Bell says, I love the song Cry Pretty Eyes. Anyone who hasn't heard it should give it a listen. Yeah, if you guys haven't heard, a lot of people that watch these streams don't even know that I have music. Diligentius says, you made my day morning also. That's two. I'm doing double duty. I'm a self-taught mixer, so my projects are always a work in progress. Yeah, I'm self-taught too, man. And when you're self-taught, you just suck, and you just keep going, and over time you suck less and less until you get good at it. And that's how it is with anything. Robbie Lee says, thankfully I wasn't spending much on traffic. It was all organic. Yeah, that's better. At least you didn't have any ad costs. Diligentius says, tomorrow we'll be expecting you. Well, if I die of caffeine poisoning, this will be the final episode. The Remix says, I hit that like button, by the way. Cheers. Thank you. Yeah, everybody be like the Remix Maestro and like the video. August says, listen to Rain Clouds too. I agree. Rain Clouds at this point in my life is probably my favorite song I've ever done. Because it's close, it more closely represents the way I feel than any other song that I've ever written. And I've been involved in, half a dozen, 10 bands, dozens of songs, and none of them, I've always been frustrated because nothing really nails the way that I feel. And that's my goal with music, is to express myself correctly once. My dream has always been to have one good album, and I haven't done it yet. Star Child's the closest I've ever come. The one that I'm working on now has a chance. It's got some really good songs on it. I'm about 9 songs into it right now. But that's always been my dream, is to make one album that I really like, and I've never done it. Tony says, I'm data capped right now, we'll watch later. Hey Tony, get you some Wi-Fi, man. And we'll see you later. Catch the replay. You can turn down the quality. It won't use as much data maybe. But it's time to go anyway. I'm so glad you guys came. This is such a dope little way to spend the morning. Do you have any future acapellas you could post for remixes? Yeah, I mean, I have acapella versions of all of my music. And I could just post the vocals of anything. I only did it on that one song because I'm a big fan of singers like Lane Staley. And I listened to one of his, and it's just so unique to get to hear someone sing solo. And people aren't nearly as excited about Malan Darras as they are about Lane Staley, but I'm sure there are a few people in the world who got a kick out of being able to hear the vocal tracks soloed. It's one of the great things about YouTube and music is you can listen to like the drummer from certain bands just play the drums on a song. You can listen to, listening to Lane Staley's vocals soloed on a song like Wood is just haunting and crazy. And it also gives you an idea of what the vocal chain is, like what the effects chain is, because you can hear the chorus, the reverb, and then like a slight delay. And like the chorus is pretty heavy. Like Lane Staley's vocals were heavily processed. Not that he really needed them. But who else? There's a million other people that did them. Chris Cornell, you can find his soloed tracks, and you get to hear their voices just alone, and it's like, oh my God. It's really cool to see and to hear. But yeah, man, that's it. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We're 53 minutes in, and we're going to wrap up. I need a beverage, and, I need to do some things this morning to... Oh, affiliate moved. That's what I like to do is when I come off of these streams, did I make money or lose money? It's not always making money, believe me. That is a mistaken thought people have, like that it's always up, that somehow like if you're a guy like me, you're always up. No. I have rough roads myself. And so do the biggest guys in the world. But when someone's trying to sell you something, they're never going to tell you that. Nate D, glad to have you, man. Thanks for stopping in. And yeah, we'll be back tomorrow unless something crazy happens. We're pushing 50 episodes in a row. That's pretty wild. We're at like number 43 or something right now, maybe even higher, 46, I don't know. Actually, it's in the title. Number 44, this is 44, so in 6 more episodes, next week we will hit 50. So until then, let's get out of here. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I put in some useful links if you want to. I'll post them again tomorrow unless I die of a caffeine overdose, which, has that ever happened? I mean, you have to really try hard. Links are in the chat if you want to get a mug and be part of the family. We're there. There's a link to Mad Society, which is an affiliate marketing forum that I'm in every day. Today's a really good time, or this period right now. Right now we're at a energy high. New people are coming in every day, and that new energy is really building the place up. So if you're interested in that stuff, the links are in there. It goes to like my music on Spotify. If you've never heard me on Spotify, go listen to it. You can follow me there, and that'll help my ego. I'll see that I got a new follower or two, and I can call my mom and say, I finally did it. I have 12 followers and listeners on Spotify. I made it. And also there's a link to It Will Be Okay t-shirts. My friend Cody posted himself on Facebook today wearing one, so I added that link. Sometimes I forget to mention those. The It Will Be Okay t-shirts. And if you guys don't know about the It Will Be Okay t-shirts, Google Malan Darras It Will Be Okay t-shirts and read the story. It's wild. Maybe that's a story we can talk about on the stream. I would guess a lot of you guys have heard me talk about it, but I haven't talked about it in a long time. So if you're new, you might not have. But it is a magical t-shirt idea that I came up with, and in like 2007, when my life was completely spiraling out of control, I just wrote positive messages to myself on my undershirt after I read a book about the power of writing positive words on things and how that affected the way that these ice crystals grew. We'll talk about that story another time. My phone just told me that the battery's dying too, so it's official. Time to go. I love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. I'm rambling. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Be sure if you're watching the replay or the live stream, give it a like, a subscribe, and drop a comment in there and let me know your ass is alive. And I'll do my part. I'll turn this machine back on tomorrow, and we'll do it again. So Bolo, Billy Bell, y'all take it easy. Christopher Lowe, everybody, the Remix Maestro, thanks for popping in. Y'all check out his YouTube channel. Just click his username and you can probably get there. We did not break a record today, but we didn't suck either. So don't forget to like my shit, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. You guys have a great day. Coffee cheers on the way out, even though I'm out of coffee. We'll pretend, watch. And as always, I will see you all in the future.